Well, meat and vegetables on their own are nice, but they transform when you add things like salt, garlic, oregano, and other seasonings. It's that transformation that a local spice company wants to help you achieve. And to tell us more, I want to welcome Drew Brown, the owner of Spice Spice Baby. Thanks so much for talking to us, Drew. And
Thanks
Drew,
for having me.
Absolutely. All right, tell us why you wanted to get into the spice business.
Well, it's really just a very selfish thing. I was having, as a professional chef for about the last 20 years or so, I was going to the grocery store. I was buying spices off the rack there, and they just weren't up to the quality that we use in the restaurant business. They've been kind of sitting on the spice shelf there for somewhere between 1 and 3 years, and they lose their potency, they lose their kick. And I just knew that there was better options out there. So, my wife and I, Debbie, decided we made a very small investment, brought in some spices, and I started blending some spices and rubs to take to local farmers markets and to start to sell our wares.
Wow. Okay, you talk about combining some spices, but you've got things like Ragin' Cajun and Texas two-step. So how do you come up with these combinations?
Well, being a chef for the last 25 years or so, you come up with signature rubs and signature blends. The Ragin' Cajun, for instance, is a really good classic Creole seasoning, used great for blackening, things like fish and shrimp and chicken and things like that. But the names we just come up with to amuse ourselves more than anything else, and we're really glad that other people kind of find them funny as well. Texas Two-Step was a result of us putting a contest out on Facebook to name our Texas barbecue rub. And I wanted to do a Texas barbecue rub after Debbie and I went to Austin and visited there, and we had barbecue at all the famous Texas barbecue joints in Austin, and I was just inspired to create a new rub, and we put it out there, and Texas Two-Step won the competition.
That is such a great name. That is really fun. All right, so it's grilling season, so what spices would you pair with things like ribs, steak, or grilled vegetables?
Yeah, so ribs and steak. Ribs, obviously, we have 4 different barbecue rubs. They're all regional. We've got a Memphis dry rub called Elvis Left the Smoker, which is one of our more popular rubs. I've got a Kansas City rub. Barbecue kind of runs in my veins. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I've got a Kansas City rub called KC and the Sunshine rub. So, you can't go wrong on ribs with a nice rub and then paired with a good barbecue sauce. Steaks, we have 3 or 4 different steak seasonings, but at the end of the day, what protein really needs is salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Those 4 things, you start with that combination and you kind of build from there. You're going to end up with a really nice seasoning for your steaks. That works with chicken and almost all proteins. And then for vegetables, grilled vegetables are a great way to try something new and different. You're not investing a lot of money or time like you would maybe with a protein, but with a vegetable, it's maybe a good starter for a spice like za'atar, which is a Israeli seasoning, or shawarma, which is another Middle Eastern seasoning. These are all kind of great rubs to start with when you're doing grilled vegetables. We do have a vegetable rub called Eat Your Veggies, and people love it. It's a great way they put the jar out on the table and convince their kids that this is a good way to enjoy your veggies.
That sounds good. Wow, good strategy there, Drew. All right, so how can people connect with you and pick up some of your spices?
Well, we're at many, many farmers markets. We're at the Blue Ash Farmers Market, Montgomery Farmers Market, Reading Farmers Market. Most importantly, you can go to our website, spicespicebabycincinnati.com. There's a calendar of where we are, and there's also the locations. We're in many, many butchers and meat, little grocery stores and local farmer stands and things like that around the tri-state. You can find us at those places year-round.
All right, Drew. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Love your sense of humor. Allie.
All right, thank you.